What were you thinking at that time, actually? I want to know what you were thinking.
I wanted to know, if I'm being honest, if there was if there was the possibility of linking up.
Instead of what do you bring to the table, it should be what is your relationship with money. Only two things makes my husband excited. They both start with S. Soccer and sex.
Guys, listen. I like my woman satisfied.
Hey, you want a repeat customer,
want a
right?
repeat
We say we're serving each other. If you want a repeat customer,
You gotta come back. You don't come here and I shower now.
you know, if you want the maximum output, you gotta have the maximum input.
Some
right?
people don't care about maximum output. Hello. What's going on, everybody?
Doing great today.
Yeah, welcome back to the Insync Marriage Podcast.
Yep.
And today we have some special guests. My goodness. we
Why are
have
you so dramatic about it?
because they're special to me. We have two wonderful people
Yes,
in the studio today,
absolutely.
and we're gonna introduce them, right? Very quickly.
First, let's start with introducing yourself. There might be somebody who just
Oh.
turned us on for the first time, has no idea who we are.
That is true. And
My name is Tosin Ele, and this is
Simi LA.
my husband.
Oh,
And you are on Insync Marriage Podcast.
we are a mess, as you can tell.
We're a blessed mess. All right, guys. So, yeah, we do have two people in here that we
Yes.
would love to introduce to y'all. First of all, we have the beautiful Simi.
Hi everyone.
Hey, Simi.
When you said special, I was like, "What kind of special do you mean?" 'Cause
No,
there's
like
special, and
special,
there's-
like-
they're
like
special,
the good
like,
kind.
the
The
good
good-
kind.
the
okay.
good special.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're gonna have them introduce themselves properly.
Yes.
But then there's a gentleman in the house, my cousin. We're not gonna tell anybody that he's my fave, but
What's your camera?
my cousin. We do have my cousin in here. His
Yes.
name is Aaron.
Aaron Lawson. What's going on?
Hello, guys.
If you don't
So,
know,
look-
if you can't tell, he's very shy.
Not, you
Aaron
know,
is not shy.
I gotta.
off,
I'm
like,
gonna open
gotta
up
warm up
to
to
it.
it.
Yeah, but
thaw out a little bit.
thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me, though.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So, we brought Simi and Aaron on this episode to get a different perspective. All of our guests leading up until now have been our married friends.
Yes.
And we decided to not leave the single people out. These are our single community here today.
Actually, that's part of this, in full transparency, was actually Simi's idea, right?
It was.
We
Put me
were
on the spot.
chatting at church, and she was like, "You know what? You guys, have you thought about maybe bringing some single perspective into
Why did
the
I do
podcast,
that?
right?"
Now that I'm here, I'm like, "Oh, who sent me?"
She didn't realize it was gonna be her.
And then we took her up on the offer.
What you volunteer yourself for, but
Well,
you know what?
thank you
know,
for the
happy-
wonderful idea.
happy
And
to
now
be
we're
here.
here.
And then we volunteered my cousin. Out of family obligation. He cannot say no. So tell us first, real quick, let's start by introducing you guys. So Simi, tell us about yourself.
Okay, first of all, where do I look? Because hey,
You're looking over there.
Okay, because I don't want to be looking crazy on camera on TV. But yeah, like like they said, my name is Simi. I'm just a girl, just a girl, just joking, just a young woman who works in marketing and fundraising, and yeah, I know Pastor Tosi and Pastor Sami through church, and just good vibes. Sometimes
vibes.
people think I'm all serious, but I'm not all serious. So we'll find out today. We'll find out.
Okay.
But thanks
Sweet.
for having me on.
All right, just a girl.
All right.
All right,
And
Aaron.
the wonderful Aaron Lawson.
Hello, guys. I'm Aaron. I'm a videographer based in New York, but I'll be making my move back to Dallas real soon.
Oh, special announcement.
It's not.
You heard it first,
Okay, you heard it first.
So I'm a videographer based in New York. I run a production agency out there. And I run a little scholarship that I do every year that I'm really
shout out.
proud of.
Dude,
Awesome.
And yeah, that's kind of. Thank you guys for having me too.
thank you
Yay.
for coming. Awesome. So let's dive in.
Let's dive in. So we're going to get right into it, guys. We're just going to be talking different perspectives, both married and single. Hope you guys enjoy this and are blessed by it. So real quick, here we go. I'm going to start with Simi.
Okay.
Right off the bat. from where you sit now, what do you imagine marriage feels like today?
That's a really good question. I think,
Fantasy.
yeah,
What do
like
when you think marriage.
so let me talk about the real thing in my head.
Yes.
So like how I imagine marriage is,
We don't know.
there's it.
That's
I'm
why
trying
you're
to
here
think
to
of what
tell
I
us.
want to say, but like there's like
Just say it.
there's like just someone that you have to like vent to at the end of a long day or tell about like a great day. Someone you can plan with, just someone that's there that you can sort of like do life with and talk about things with. So yeah, that's how I think I imagine it. And
Is that different
someone
from a
that you
boyfriend,
like?
though? Like having a that sounds like just a partner, like boyfriend, girlfriend.
No, but like more consistently, because like you live together. You can share your burdens with them. They get on your nerves sometimes because you guys live together and you're always with each other. But technically, like there's someone that you like. This is my ideal view of it. And just someone that, yeah, it's just there for like all the sort of milestones and things you go through in life. So I feel like, yeah, that's what I imagine. But I will say that I think when I think about marriage, I cut out like the annoying stuff more. So I feel like
So
in
you
my
do
head,
know that there's annoying stuff.
yeah, the stuff that's like hard or like I
Right.
think that there's sometimes a cleaner version, like a
Like a
more
romanticized
right.
version of it.
So it's more about like
The bliss,
like
the
what
beauty.
we're talking about earlier, like, oh, I'm hungry. Someone is there to order Uber Eats for me. Like,
And that is part of it.
I don't want to spend my money. Someone can spend it for, like,
There
get me
you go.
that kind of thing. But I know there's a lot more to it. But I think about it from that very like clean, like
Clean lens.
Aaron,
Yeah,
how do you
clean
imagine
lens.
it?
Actually, I kind of have like a different perspective on it.
Interesting.
I know, which is kind of like, I see marriage is blissful, when you do it properly, and it's very hard to do it properly. But I see more of the stress of marriage at my current age than I see the beauty of it. Like, it's cool and all, like, it's definitely an end goal of mine, but in my current mind right now, current state,
I
it
can't deal
sounds
with that.
stressful. It sounds like a lot. So if I'm being honest, that's
You
what.
you mind sharing why? Just a little, like a couple of reasons why you think it might be stressful.
The honest truth is because I feel like my lifestyle at the current moment, I don't imagine it exactly. Like, what you mean I got to worry about somebody else? I have to travel to somewhere. Like, now I have somebody else that I'm constantly always worried about,
checking in with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is the ideal end goal. But the stage that I feel like I am right now,
Right.
it just
Where you
sounds
can just
stressful.
be like, I'm gonna go to New York and live in New York for a year, and then I'll turn around and
2
move
years.
back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Now you gotta consider her job,
Someone
Yeah.
whether or not she can relocate with you.
Exactly.
And now you can't just do it in a year.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's a great point actually, and I think when I think about that's what I mean by when I think about it just the like ideal perspective,
Right.
because I know when
Yeah.
I'm doing things I enjoy because I'm single. I'm thankful that I'm not married, so I can do those things. So I can say like, oh, next month I want to go to New York.
Yeah.
But I feel like the harder times are the times I'll be like, it would be nice to have someone. So I kind of get what you're saying. I get that perspective too.
Well, I mean,
Do you ever imagine what singleness feels like today?
it's funny because
That's a crazy question.
that's a
Yeah, I want to hear it.
No,
because
I've never
I feel like
imagined what
married
singleness
people.
feels
Yeah.
like because I get to talk to a lot of single people.
Okay.
And in that space, I feel like
Do you envy them?
I don't.
I'm glad.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
glad you said that.
And the reason is because the things that and maybe because by virtue
He
of
was
my,
a
of my
singles ministry
position,
pastor
right.
for a long time, so I think
the things that I hear are not the great things. It's like people really wanting to be married.
Yeah.
Right. So from my view, I'm like, man, I wouldn't want to be this guy.
Nah, I'm glad you said that.
I'm cool where I am.
I'm
Okay,
glad,
sis,
'cause
we're
I
all
feel
giving
like-
different perspectives. So my perspective is a little different. I don't envy single people. I'm grateful for my marriage. I love that I'm married. But there are moments where I'm like, man,
What?
yes, yes.
Continue.
There are moments where I'm like, these people are living the life and they don't even appreciate it.
Really?
Somebody
yes.
is side-eyeing you as yet. So
Imagine I'm not here. Continue.
No, baby, you know, we've talked about this recently, actually. So let me give you an example. So this year, for my birthday, my husband bought a ticket for me to go to Lagos, Nigeria. And I say bought a ticket because
Why you say my husband like I'm not sitting here?
You said I should act like you're not here, so I started acting like you were
Oh.
not here.
all right.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Okay. This year, so he pretty much for my birthday gifted me a trip. I have friends, very close friends that live in Nigeria, so it was easy. I didn't want to go, primarily because I've sort of like aligned birthday trip to family moments, or birthdays to family. You know, I was a little scared or worried about what it would be like to wake up on my birthday morning without my husband or my kids. So I didn't want to go, but I appreciated the gift because he knows Lagos is one of my favorite places in the world. So it was an easy yes when it eventually happened. Anyways, my point is I spent 10 days not worrying about anybody but myself.
Selfish.
So that means single people are selfish, essentially.
Exactly. Don't mind him.
I guess,
And you know
in
the
a
funny
sense.
thing, normally whenever we're together, there's a lot of things that I feel like I take care of. In our home, I do serve as the manager, you know, the home manager. What are we eating is me. What are we doing is me. You know what I'm saying? And the month leading up onto that trip, there was a lot of that. We were coming off of the high of my dad's funeral, Christmas holiday, just a lot. January, we all know how January has like 70 days in it.
Right.
You know, we were coming off of that, and then we hit, you know, my birthday, and it was a trip I didn't realize I needed. But we talked about it because while I was gone, this man right here, all of a sudden became Superman.
Wow.
Achieved
Yeah,
like so many
that
things
you normally would do.
that normally he wouldn't even do.
Like-
You know, I didn't realize how much of a distraction you actually are.
Apparently.
No, yeah.
Apparently.
And I know that sounds crazy.
Nice.
You know.
No, like,
Nice.
Wow.
No, for real.
like productivity wise,
We talked about it.
was wild.
It
Wow.
I had nothing else to do
Wow.
but just be productive.
Wow.
Apparently, I'm something to do, you guys.
Welcome to my life.
Exactly. So you see what I'm saying
Yeah.
about like
Yeah.
the whole when you're by yourself versus
Yeah.
and he was doing so many things, like things that I guess he doesn't even see them. He saw so many things, like getting things done in the house, getting things done for the kids that normally, and I was like, bro, checking in. Did you set up this for da 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 da? Did you? And I'm like, who are you? While I was just being a baby girl, like just
My brain was on auto. I just needed to stay busy, so
And
I
for me,
kept.
I thought that
So
was a
interesting.
positive. I
Yeah.
thought about it as a positive, having a moment out of the 21 years where it was just me, myself, and I. And I sort of imagine singleness as that. So when you say what if I'm going to flip the question, what do I imagine singleness to be? It is just prioritizing me. Choosing me. I want to order out. I don't feel like cooking. I do it. Do I have the money is the only thing that's limiting me.
Right.
And if I'm a single person who's achieved a lot, then what is stopping
What
me?
is-
I hate to cook, yet I have to cook because I am
'Cause there are
somebody's mother and somebody's wife, and they're looking at me going, "There's no food in the house." But if I was single, I open the fridge, I
Eat
make
whatever.
Uber eats it.
Nah, that's true.
That's
That-
my perspective.
that-
One more thing about singleness that I
Yeah.
feel like. So I'm talking about the things I feel are positive. This is the part I feel is negative that I need to mention. Like, you know when you saw Ashwebi for the Nigerians, you know,
Okay,
like
yeah, I thought about that one.
or the outfits that have like a zipper that I don't know who
Listen.
designs these clothes for women,
Listen.
where you put the zipper in a way that I have to be a contortionist.
Listen,
to
I
be able to
literally-
reach the zip.
Well, the three of us were at a wedding in October, like our friend's wedding, right? Like sister friend. And I literally went into the car with my ashtray because I had like a corset dress.
Oh, corsets.
So I went,
corsets.
and it's one of the things that you like loop into.
Who gonna
this
do that
one.
for you when
I-
you're single?
I drove to the location of the wedding
Undone.
undone. Because what was I gonna
Oh,
do?
really?
And I literally, to your point, I was like, "What's this?" Like,
So do you then
How
avoid
long-
corset dresses?
I can't, because that's what everybody's sewing these days. So it's just in the mirror.
So wait, so hold
like-
on. Crazy question that just popped in my head. So if you're struggling with a dress, how do you lotion your back?
Aha.
I've never thought about that. I do whatever I need to do. You see,
Wait, hold on, pause.
It's
Pause.
like this stretching.
Aaron,
Nah,
hold on.
Aaron.
Aaron.
When's the last time you lotioned your back?
Lotioned your back?
No, but you know what this
Like
is
properly.
doing? This is showing us
Nah.
all the things we're lacking. As if
No, but on a
No,
serious
but-
note, though.
I just
Also-
said you guys order Uber Eats whenever you want.
no,
Exactly.
but I mean, everyone is ordering.
You know,
Uber
when
Eats.
last
time
have you-
lotioned your back?
When was the last time you took a trip just cause?
I mean,
I
she
just
went
did.
there. She just did. She just said she did.
Yeah,
So
you,
it's
you
like-
don't count.
No, for real, y'all share the technique because this is what I
No,
imagine.
it's really like.
So yeah, nah,
stages.
you do what you can, you know.
It's in stages.
And you
but
call it a
until-
So if
day.
we look at the spinal line, it will be
Nah,
ashy.
I don't like. I never even thought about it until you said it, but it's true. It's like I've never had to think about
interesting.
like. So those are the perks you get all the time. Someone to just lotion.
I need
your
my
back
back
all the
lotion
time.
at least 2-3
I lo-
times
I
a week.
can't. I actually can't.
If
do
I'm
it.
home,
I can't.
he's getting his back lotion. So we're
Oh
talking
my
sometimes
gosh,
it's
okay.
you know,
prayer,
it's like babe.
prayer
and he-
points.
Yes.
For tonight, God, where's the person that's going to
Lotion my back.
lotion my back?
That's
You
so
know,
funny.
so that is definitely the way
Yeah.
I think of. I do sometimes worry, but I when I think of that, whenever he's lotioning my back or he's corsetting my, fixing my corset
Mm-hmm.
or zipping up my outfit or ironing my clothes. I have not ironed since I married this man.
Wow.
I rarely iron. I don't do laundry. He's, you know,
Wow.
things like
That's-
that. Whenever those
that's
things
lovely.
are happening, I don't take it for granted. I really do actually look and be like, wow. Like, imagine if I was, well, I probably would just dry clean everything. If
Yeah,
I was single.
I think I'll say that because you started saying that too. I think the downside, some of those things can be like
They can be
pushing a bit
outsourced.
with like money. The more money you have,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's-
people
Except
can't-
lotioning your
I feel
back.
like you're like
Except
everything
lotioning
except
your
lotioning
back.
your back.
I mean, there's
Dep-
AI that now.
AI will
just-
lotion
Oh,
your
so you
back.
get a robot to be.
I mean, people are single
You
and still
know,
getting
you
people
can,
to lotion
you
their
can,
back.
That's
but-
funny.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
technologies that I feel like
No,
can
but there's some
accomplish
things
the
you can't
things.
outsource. I know you're in
Facts.
like a I'm doing whatever I want move, but really there are times you can't
Well, you-
outsource
you-
like
what, you
2
go out
a.m. You're trying to have a
knock on the
conversation
neighbor's
with someone.
door. Hey,
about-
can you
can you
lotion
lotion
my
my
back?
back?
No, I think the truth is you're not even thinking of that. It's not even a thing.
No,
It's
it
a
wasn't until
luxury.
you-
Yeah.
It's a
It's
luxury.
a
Like
that-
for us, I thought about it because that's something that exists and it's now become a thing
Your
that I
thing,
must have,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But from yours responses, it's like that doesn't even exist in your
No,
head.
yeah. I mean, now I'm like, yeah, wow, I'm missing out on that. But I've thought about it for the dresses for sure. I've thought about it because it's like, you can't do your own
But
dress.
for the
here.
amount of single girls I see who wear the corset dresses,
I think we get other girls to
Friends,
help us.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when you get to where your friend is, or if you live with someone like a housemate, then you get that.
but if you're single, you don't live with someone,
it's hard. That's why I drove. I literally drove to the venue of the wedding,
and none
that's
of
where
your
my
friends are going to
helped
be at
me.
this wedding. So you just don't go to weddings where there's no friend there.
Nah,
So you
that's-
text
that's a
ahead.
good
Can you meet me in the
perspective.
car to
To
corset my
yeah,
dress?
like
Oh,
it's
wow.
a bit. I mean, I'm not out here like trying to downplay singleness, but it's some things are real. Like it's like wow, who's going to do this?
I love the honesty.
Love it, love it, love
What would you say marriage is like on a day to day that we ain't seeing?
That you're not
Yeah, like the
seeing.
real stuff.
For me,
that-
it's partnership. It's partnership that you may not know is missing.
Like
when
you
you're
just
single,
said.
right?
Like
Like
you
you
said, the
don't
things
even
you
know
don't
that
even
it's
realize
missing.
you-
But it's like it's partnership that sustains the human soul. I don't know if that makes sense. It sustains the human soul, so it's needed for me to be able to just be who I am. Like I can't imagine now not having that partnership. I was chatting with a friend. I don't want to name any names. And we were talking about, it was actually at the singles event that we had at church.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, man, imagine what it would look like now, actually not being married. And the person's response is, I'm not going to get married.
If in
Like,
your
if they
40s,
weren't-
If we're in our 40s,
They
like the
wouldn't be.
age that we're in now,
you're not
if
married.
we weren't married,
Why not?
the person's
Why?
response
Yeah,
was,
why not?
because
Do you
it
share
sounded
that
like-
same perspective? If right now, as of today, you were never married, have not been married, would you still want to be married?
I think a part of me would long after it, but I would approach it from a different view in that with where I am now in life, if I wasn't married. You know those conversations you hear people talk about, oh, you got to sign a prenup.
Yeah.
I'll probably be that guy that's saying someone has to sign a prenup. Even though when I hear those people say it, right, I'm looking at them like, I'm judging them. I'm literally judging, like, what do you mean somebody has to sign a prenup? But that would be me. I would look at it from a more transactional view.
Wow.
At this age versus when we met, when we didn't have anything. We literally both just
Penniless.
two broke kids, right? I didn't have
Penniless.
much, and so we
Straight
just
up.
we literally, when you say you fall in love, literally we
It
just
was
We
just
fell in
in
love.
love,
It was
right?
all love.
It was love.
now if that was happening, it would be more transactional.
So you don't think you're capable in your 40s? Well, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
I think you would do the same too.
I feel
then.
like in the 40s, you've now achieved so much that it's difficult to allow love be the main reason.
yeah,
Really?
Do you think in where you are right now
Yeah.
that you would just choose love only?
So I won't choose love only, and I agree with what both of you are saying, because I think even to what you were saying earlier, there's many things you can outsource, as you get older, your economic situation is improving, you're getting more money, so those things you can get those things outsourced. But because I feel like there's a kind of relational
yes,
thing
that
that
is
money
missing.
cannot like do. I feel like I can still see how even in my 40s or I would
You
still
want
I would
that
still want that. Yeah,
relational aspect.
yeah.
That's
You
good.
can get like a private jet, whatever. But okay, after you're starting the private jet,
You're by
how many
yourself.
hours you're by yourself. You can go to
oh
all
no,
the
you can
places.
you can fill up a private
No,
jet.
you can't. Not true. But it's like
you ain't gotta fly by yourself.
no, true.
I
But,
just say,
no, it's true. But I just feel
wait,
like
if you have enough
yeah,
to get a private jet,
then you.
You
you
can
will not
fill it
be
up.
short of people who will fill
No,
the
but
jet.
people that actually like resonate
Like,
with you,
love
that you
you.
like.
Well,
that
that's
you
a
love.
different
So
conversation.
maybe it's not even just about a person, like
Right.
having a partner. Maybe it's that, and this was actually one of the things that I wanted to get your thoughts on. But like that, I feel like today the community, the states of like relationships and community, not just with a romantic partner, but in general, is so like broken down that like it makes wanting a partner even more of a thing, right? Because it's like if I was in my 40s, 50s, and I had like nieces, nephews that live near me, aunties, friends,
Yeah,
sisters,
yeah.
then of
You
course
may
all
not
these
miss
people will
that
fill the private
relational-
jet.
yeah.
But it's like these days people are like living in different parts of the world. People are
You're right.
living alone, doing everything alone. So then it makes it more like, yeah, you do
difficult.
want
You
you
want
do
some-
want
yeah.
You want your own person.
That's
because
good.
everyone
want
is in
your
their own
person.
bubble. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And see,
That's how
it's
I see
easy
it.
when you're on this side. And he said your question was day to day.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it like that people don't see? That single people don't see? I think from the moment you wake up, just turning and there's somebody there. Having to you know what, there's a shift in your mind when you get married. It doesn't happen immediately, because I think that's the struggle that newlyweds, that's the conflict that newlyweds experience. That shift hasn't happened yet. I can't even tell you when it happened or when it happens, but there's a shift in your mind that occurs to where it's just no longer about you. Everything is shared. Everything is exposed. Everything is open. You can't even be sick by yourself. You can't be nothing. Everything.
Oh yeah, you can't be
is-
sick by yourself.
No, yeah, I've
Everything
heard
is
that.
The last
open.
time Tosin got
You
sick,
got sick too.
inside of me, I wanted to go to the guest room upstairs
because he gonna get sick.
because it's a countdown.
Yeah.
Like it's not a matter
not-
of
it's
of
a
if.
when.
It's
Yeah.
a when, and I knew it was coming. And in my mind, I'm like, I can't get sick right now.
But he gonna get sick.
But yeah.
But I can't leave her in, and I don't know how some couples are doing it. Maybe they're okay just sleeping on a different bed than their.
And I wouldn't want to be left alone when I'm sick.
And
You
I
that's
know
another thing
how
about
she
Yeah.
would
single
feel
people
if I
worry
walked
about.
away.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you for reinforcing all
When
the.
y'all is sick.
Aaron doesn't care.
Are you
Aaron's
by
like,
your,
I'm good.
Aaron, when you're sick, there was a time I spoke to you. You were sick. You're by yourself.
Yes,
He
now.
doesn't look
I'm
like he
even sick
cares.
right now.
Oh my God! Boy, where's your mask?
Nah,
No, but on a
but
serious note,
so usually, yeah, I'm by myself, and
Yeah.
I learn. I have friends though that do care a lot.
check
for
on
me.
you?
Yeah, so like,
Who's making you soup?
Yeah, like I was gonna.
so
ask
we don't
that.
like. It's not a soup thing. It's you go to the deli and you get yourself medication.
While you're
No, but what
sick.
about the day? Like I've been sick before, where like it was hard to get up.
Yeah,
So
and
it's like
those days you open your Bible, you pray, and
You
you
pause.
hope
Fair,
for the
fair,
best.
fair.
You know, I
the
think
Holy Spirit's
I think
rule.
it's
Not
more
fair,
for
fair.
me. It's like more of a mindset. Like whenever I'm sick, and I use that time to rest and just focus on the things that I wasn't focusing on in that time. Like okay, if I was working a lot and traveling a lot, then I understand. Okay, this is probably why my body is showing me a sign to rest. So when I'm sick, I just
So you approach it from a logical
But you see,
perspective.
it's that mindset. So there is a marriage mindset and there's a
Yeah.
single mindset. Period is what I'm hearing.
like
yeah.
Because when I'm sick, I immediately go into I know he'll take care of me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not worried about picking up my medicine. I'm not worried about okay, now it's time for me to rest and focus on the things that I immediately just go into. He's gonna take
He's
care
gonna
of it.
take care
He's
of
gonna
you.
take care of
Yeah.
it. He'll pick up my prescription. He'll make sure that I'm eating. He'll make sure that I'm getting my meds and all of that. But I've never thought of it as me managing my sickness by myself.
Okay.
So what were you doing before him?
That's the thing. So we got married so
yeah, I was
young.
gonna say.
We got married so young. I went from my mother's house to him. And in my scenario or situation, I had someone taking care of me anyways then too. I would love to hear the perspective from somebody who was single, was actually an adult, was making money, working a job, lived by themselves before they got married.
Yeah.
I can see how the dynamics can be, why it takes time for people to transition to the marriage mindset. The older
actually
you
makes
get
sense.
as you're single. Am I making sense?
No, you are.
If you were single for a short period and then
Yeah.
you, straight from your parents' house, you can quickly transition.
Yeah.
But the older you get as a single person, it's hard.
Yeah.
It has to be hard.
And I think that is one of the things that I find to be hard, actually, to what you're saying, is that like you almost like the single mindset that you just said, but you also don't like it in ways. So it's like you like that you've developed this level of independence and you're so familiar with doing things yourself, and obviously you have friends, you have people, but it's just not you do a lot by yourself. But then there are times where I pause and I'm like, but this doesn't feel like how things should be. Like where you get so used to doing things by yourself and you like want the other perspective or the other experience of not doing it by yourself, but then you just
It's
until
interesting.
you get that,
That's
what do you
interesting.
do? And then I think, yeah, I can see how like transitioning can be difficult because it's like you're so used to doing it by yourself as well. So
You know what
it's
y'all
just,
don't think about as a single person that occurs for a married person?
Yeah.
And this is not for everybody because I know not everybody shares their bank accounts or stuff like that. But we have a family email and I didn't realize that my DoorDash was attached to the family email.
Uh-huh.
gosh.
Yeah. Tell them.
all
So
you're
this
spending.
week I ordered a meal and it came up to maybe $50 or something like that. I was
Nah,
at work.
Something like that.
That's so,
Something like
I
that.
love
Something
it.
like that.
She never knows the numbers, by the
I
way.
know. something like that.
as you
And then
don't even know.
2 seconds later, I get a text message ding on my phone and it's a screenshot of the receipt and it's like, the message says, "This is diabolical."
Do you want to tell them why I said that? Okay, I'll tell them.
tell 'em why
The
you
reason
said
is because we have these family budget meetings, and we have these goals that we set for ourselves,
Suggestions.
and we agree on how we want to approach
It's
finances,
like propose
right?
ideas.
And she's in the meeting. Matter of fact, she proposed the meetings. So to see that's why it's diabolical.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah, exactly. We're just
Sometimes.
That's
Kinda.
ridiculous.
try. It was only 50. It was only 50.
Sometimes.
a quick
But you
meal.
see, nobody's screenshotting y'all's orders. And
Yeah, but then we have one income. Like it's a combined situation. It's
Yeah.
different. So
Yeah.
I guess
you know,
those are the dynamics.
Yeah.
Those are the dynamics.
That's interesting.
All right, so let's see. What else we got on here, y'all?
My question that I wrote down. So what do you guys think single people sometimes misunderstand about marriage? That was my question that I had written down.
What do we think?
What do single people
Misunderstand.
sometimes misunderstand about marriage?
It's a good
You
question.
want to take it first?
Yeah, well, yeah, so like, yeah, sure.
That was
I
his
like,
will.
I know, it was
Throwing
like,
you under
you're
the
trying
bus.
to get me to answer.
It's like, I don't have an answer.
I don't-
I'm going to
you
let you go
answer.
first.
Is there anything you do think that is misunderstood?
I think that actually I'm always thinking of a question and another question, but to answer that, I think yes. I think it's that I sometimes, like I said earlier, think about the
Positives.
positives. I
romanticize marriage.
romanticize, to be honest, and I think
I
sometimes
think a lot of people.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, think about it. I have to like sort of talk to myself to be like, realistically, when you are,
cannot
it
be
cannot
that
all be,
perfect.
yeah, exactly. So there are the hardships of like considering someone all the time, or like different personalities, and you guys always have to find a way to like work together. So I think that's something that I just
Do you agree?
think that
That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
I personally I value partnerships, especially like in the business side of things. Partnerships help you grow, you learn and see new perspective. So that's the main thing that I kind of see marriage for. You know, when you guys speak, you know, you're saying joint bank accounts.
Right.
You guys are putting ideas together, how to do this, how to budget, how to, you know.
Yeah.
So I see the positive of marriage from that. Like, that's kind of like the main thing that I see out of marriage. You know, the love is there. The love is cool. But me personally, I know for a fact,
Love is cool.
I know for a fact love does run out
It
a bit,
does
and it
make
runs
you
up,
run,
it runs
yeah.
out, you know, it's up and down. But, you know, when you decide you want to do a partnership with somebody, you know, like you sticking through it, you know, whenever it gets tough, you know, so
And in this case, it's a lifetime partnership too, right?
that's scary.
contract.
So, like,
I would say that's scary to me
Yeah.
right now.
Till
Like,
death do you
Like
part.
your business, and you can be in partnership.
Yeah.
And you can
With
sell up, you can
someone.
sell your shares
Yeah.
and
For a
move
couple
on.
of years, right? And you move on if things don't work out, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, all right, man, we tried, we keep it pushing. In this case, there's no, we tried and we keep it pushing. No, we have to make it work.
yeah.
Right? So it's a commitment.
Unless, of course, your life is at risk, you know.
well,
We got to always acknowledge that. Let's be real.
Yeah.
If your life is at risk, then, of course, you know, run for your life.
hopefully your life is not at risk. in
But
the
if your life is
partnership.
not at risk, you're supposed to put
Yeah.
it in, put on the
put
effort.
it
That's
Right.
a question I'm going to save to the end because, like, that's, to me.
You can
like,
ask it now.
Okay, to me, it's like, okay, you have to. That's difficult, you know, like how to,
Till
you know, like whenever it's like really, 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 really hard, you know, like how do you stick through it when both of y'all's batteries is at 0%? Nobody's fighting, you know what? How do you then fix it? Because in today's relationships, you know, when people's batteries are, well, let me speak for single and like dating.
Okay.
yeah.
When both partners' batteries is at 0, we have the option to leave. You know, like
That's true.
it's okay, let's just break up. Nothing lost. We didn't get married, you know. But as a being married for like over 20 years now,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that both of y'all's batteries has been at 0 at some
Many
point.
times.
And at the same time, so it's like, how?
Do you know? No, babe, I beg to
Simply
differ
put, though.
about the 0 at the same time is rare.
Yeah.
It's rare. Almost always, by the time you get to 0 at the same time, those are the people you see that are divorcing. Like, unless it was a surprise divorce, which also happens. I try to be realistic, you know, where one person thought everything was great
Was
and then the other
fine.
one had been on 0. So it's rare. That's why we always talk about fueling your marriage, like constantly investing, constantly doing the work. And you said it earlier, it is hard. That is the hard part. But if you when you're doing something and you're trying to build a habit, you just keep doing it until it becomes second nature, easy,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And that's I think that is what it takes for your battery not to get to 0. There's times when one person's battery is low, the other one, you just always, when you said we're partners in this, I don't know how to explain it. The way I see him, I really see him like my bestie. Like, that's my person. Like, it's not that's my husband more than anything. For day to day in my mind, that's my person. I really do like him. You know what I'm saying? And I, no matter, even if we ever got to the point where we were like, we're done, I think I would still treat him with respect and with love. I don't think we would ever get to the point, no matter how done, because I do. That's like
what they all say.
No. No.
Sorry, I had to say that out loud.
I know. Again, I know that there might be seasons where people get like so hurt, and so they want to hurt the other person. I watch movies and I'm just like, it's not that serious now. Then walk away. What is it? You know, it's not that serious, and that's how I view it. If I ever had to like walk away, I think it would still be without hate. Because every time I look at him, I sincerely just see somebody that I really, really like. Forget love. Like, but I just like them.
And the sorry to cut in, babe.
No, you're good.
I think that is a key point, right? The liking part. I think in most relationships, we go in with this like this thing about my heart, you know, like it's making my heart skip a bit. First of all, if your heart is skipping a bit, you have what they have atrial fibrillation. You need to go get this checked out. But the point I'm trying to say, there needs to be a
balance,
a respect for one another enough to where I can actually stand you. I actually like you as a person. Like if we weren't dating, if we weren't doing the nasty, like actually enjoy your company.
Yeah.
And so from that lens, you treat each other better. But to answer your question directly, once you get married, there's a shift that's supposed to happen. That's that marriage, right? The Bible says that you know the two will become one, right? And then a man will leave his family, his father and his mother, and cleave, right? That cleaving involves you actually giving of yourself. I think we're all born to have selfish nature, naturally. But the moment we become married, I have to give a little bit of that selfishness away. And for some people, it could be immediate. For some people, it takes years. For me, it definitely, God is still working on me. Right? Because that was like I got it all figured out. But the reason why
I have to remind him sometimes you still got a wife and kids, you know.
Right?
Sometimes.
And so the reason why I wouldn't just walk away and leave when my battery runs low is because I have invested so much of my life into this. Also, I took an oath before my family and God, right? And so knowing that,
for better, for worse,
it's for better or for worse. I'm in this. You see what I'm saying? I run this as the CEO of these organizations.
If it crashes, I crash with it.
I'm going to be the one crashing first.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let anything come into this organization that's going to mess it up. And we've been building this for so long. And so with that mindset, with that in the back of our minds, that's why we don't just walk away.
We also know that it's temporary. Any low battery is temporary.
Yeah.
I promise you it will pass. And then all of a sudden again, oh yeah, everything's
and then the
great.
battery is full
you
again.
know, it's ebbs and flows, highs and lows with marriage. You can't allow one season to just immediately define.
Yeah.
You.
Do you think that's a really interesting question and like perspective? And do you think that there are other relationships? Do you think marriage is the only relationship that demands that level of like commitment from you? Because when I was hearing you when I was listening to both of you share, I'm thinking that like there are other ways, if we look at even the Bible, that we're called to have that kind of like unconditional love and commitment. And you don't just, you know, people talk today about how people are like divorcing their parents, or parents are divorcing their children, and like it's a thing now. I think it's been a thing, especially in the West, but now people are talking more about it.
So they're not serving you, they're not adding value to your life, just
like they're too toxic. And obviously there is real toxicity, but you know, like absolutely. So like, but then do you think that the reason why marriage is so unique is because of the fact that this is the only thing that is like to death do us part? There's nothing like that. Because I'm like, there are other relationships that I'm like, if I wanted to cut this person off, I do feel like God would be like, but
yeah, because the other relationships back. you didn't make a vow before God, There was no, you chose to make the vow, by the way. Nobody forced you. The person didn't come and like, put a gun to your head.
Yeah.
You chose that I want to make this vow with this person.
Yeah.
For that reason, you have to honor it.
Yeah.
On the other, like your parents, you didn't really choose it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a
siblings, didn't
perspective.
choose. Your friends, there's no vow between you guys. So if you messed up, I can move on.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
see, with your spouse, your husband, your wife, you chose to make that vow. You gotta honor
You
it.
gotta honor it.
So my perspective is not only did you choose, right? This is the only relationship where the Bible talks about you becoming one with the
That
other
is true.
person.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And when you become one,
You can't be
there's-
ripping
there's-
your
you
hand
can't
off.
rip yourself apart, right? So I own a business, right? But I have a business partner, and we both have ownership within the organization. And as much as I love him, and we do well together, and we balance each other off when it comes to business, right? If it comes to the point where we need to separate, there's room for that, even in our article of formation.
Okay.
Right, as an
Yeah.
organization, it's built into that. How do we separate? How do we do that cleanly? With marriage, no, we don't
Till
we don't have
death.
that. There's a reason we take. That's why it's funny these days when people write their vows and they don't say the till death do us part. Right? They don't say that. They say for better,
For better.
For better, for better. For richer, for richer.
That's a lie.
No, it's okay.
Because-
When that starts to manifest, don't come back.
Exactly. So in marriage, it is different. We are actually saying, two of us coming together. We're
And
gonna
now one
become
person.
One. So really and
Yeah.
ideally, the way it should work is there's no separation.
He's an extension of me. I'm an extension of
Yeah.
him.
When you see Tosin, you're seeing me. When you see me, you're seeing Tosin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
that's
but
it.
what would you say to? Well, I guess maybe that's why they say like divorces are a form of death.
It is.
Like it's like a
Absolutely.
major kind of grief
Absolutely.
because
And
you
there is-
literally
oof.
like
Yes.
That is
So,
a
okay.
major loss.
Yeah.
You're losing many lifetimes of you. So much investment, so much has been put in, so separating everything that you had lived in, that your hopes, your dreams. No, it's a
Yes,
major
yeah,
loss.
I can't even
It's a
imagine
death.
It's a major loss.
what that is like.
Yeah. It can't be taken lightly. That decision needs to be well thought out, and it really needs to be that it was the last resort.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
You just made the Do you want to get married after?
No, yeah,
Just
Still do?
yeah.
And this is not
Because
supposed to
it's
be
like-
scary.
It's
Oh
supposed to be
yeah,
sad.
I'm
That's
really
single.
just.
I would say for me, I didn't see the scary part of it. Like, although that's the most thing that I saw the beauty of the partnership. You know,
That's
like
good.
life is up and down. You
Yeah.
feel me? So
Thank
like,
you.
so I already understand that aspect of life. So having a partner to go the up and down with, the roller coaster with, it's actually quite amazing.
it's actually
you know, like,
beautiful.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Imagine
I'm
being on a
interested in
roller
that.
coaster by yourself versus actually
Right,
having somebody right next to you.
somebody
Like,
with-
yeah,
Yeah.
you can scream with, you know.
Yeah.
That's true. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, look at Aaron.
That's good.
Knowing what you know about what single people are experiencing these days, right? Like, and knowing what you know about being married, are you? This might sound a bit simple, but are you like encouraging single people to like come into the marriage fold,
Oh,
or are you
1000%.
more like what you're saying, where the person was saying that, you know, if I was this age and I was still single, I probably won't do it. Like knowing what you know on both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing what we know.
Knowing what we know, or knowing what I know,
Yes.
right? I would encourage people to
Yes.
still come into marriage 1,000%, because my life has been better for it.
His back is lotioned.
His back.
Yeah.
His back is lotion and your corset dresses
Wow.
are done. Like
well done.
Y'all are so
Fair.
simplistic.
when you're sick, there's someone to make you soup. Like
You know?
No,
it's
but
true.
on a serious
Yeah.
note though, like,
No,
and I know some people may disagree because they're like, oh, I can do
I
battle,
can do
by
battle by
myself.
myself.
And to the
Yeah.
person saying that, you know, kudos to you, shout out to you. If that's how you've chosen, again, not this marriage thing, by the way, is not for everybody.
No.
I think we need to be very clear with that. Not everybody is bound to be married, and it's okay if God has called you to singleness embrace it, enjoy your life, do your thing. But for me, I would do it 1,000 times again. And not just because we're on a podcast, there's cameras here. It's truly because for me as a person, my life has been better since I got married.
Thank you very much.
Aw.
Thank you very much.
That's great.
And period.
Go
That's
No, on a more serious note, more than anything, also, let's go back to the Bible. Man, we were not created to be alone. It's not good to be alone.
Yeah.
He created Eve because he didn't think Adam needed to be alone and he needed a helpmate. I get it. Yes, this day and age, there's not equal number of men and women in the world. So obviously there's an imbalance. It's not going to be everybody who will get married. And that part, I get it. Whatever situation you find yourself in, whether it's married or single, just do the best with the gift God has given you. Yeah. But I still think that God's intention was not for man to be alone. And for that reason, I still feel like everybody should strive towards being married.
Okay, so I have a part B question.
Yes.
Okay.
If that's what both of you think, you're pro marriage, you're pro your single friends, sisters, brothers getting married. Why do I feel like these days there's a bit of reticence to even being part of the help to getting single people being married? So what I mean is, like, I get the impression that a lot of people these days don't want to, for example, matchmake, or like, and when I say matchmake, I'm not saying forcing things, but like just help help single people actually not be single. Because I think that there's also that experience of like single people having to find a partner on their own, and things are already very on your own and like westernized, and like you're doing things by yourself, and even that shows up in that way. So I just I'm being a bit but like I feel like sometimes it's like, sorry, I can't help you.
So I think that people in general, there's a thing about life. When you've tried, that thing where you try to bring someone into the organization you work for, and then they come in and then they screw up, and it's like, never again kind of thing,
Gotcha.
right? I think that might be a little bit of that. But truly, even within the Christian community, right, the matchmaking thing is actually one of the best ways. It's so funny. Just today, we were talking to Aaron before you came in.
I was trying to matchmake.
Yeah. She goes like,
how old are you again?
With somebody. With somebody that we know within our community.
He's shaking his head.
No, because she was like, with who?
No, that's not what we're doing here. No, with somebody else that's within our community, right? Now, I can tell you right now, that's not everybody's gifting. Not everybody should be matchmaking, because some people, when you look at their life and the match that they made,
I'm crying.
Sometimes you gotta be like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But some people are gifted for that, right? I know within our friends, there's been one or two that we
that
you want to talk about that?
Yeah. We have friends that we match made, that we hooked up, that worked out great for them, So I'm not against it. I'm actually if I do see people that I feel like it's just the world hasn't brought them together and I'm the link, I will definitely bring it up. Yeah. Now, I feel like the reason you're probably seeing more resistance from the married people is actually more about the single folks. It's not the married people. It is the mindset of the single people. There's a lot of the, like, is there something broken with me that you feel like you have to hook me up with someone?
Okay, that's fair.
Do you think I don't know how to find someone myself? So it's the way society, and it's more Western, because it's still very much appreciated in the Asian cultures.
Indian folks, they do
very
that all
much
the time.
Appreciated, but when you start coming towards the Western world, it's like frowned upon, is seen as a negative thing, and I'm confused because I actually think it's the best way. If I'm connected to somebody and I'm connected to another person, and those two just give me the vibes of, if only their paths could cross, I feel like they would be perfect for each other. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you that information.
Yeah.
Now, what you do with, I'm not gonna. Once I give you the information, I'm stepping back
With what you're doing
I'm
with
not
it,
gonna meddle.
yeah.
Whatever you decide to do, that's on you. But I will try.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I'm definitely pro matchmaking, and I don't see anything wrong with it. But I have to also know that the mindset of the person I'm trying to matchmake is open to it. I'm not gonna overstep. I'm big on boundaries. If I even bring up the, hey, how old are you again? Because that's always my first question. Are you single? How old are you again? Especially when you're giving me vibe of I want to be married, and then I ask you that, and then I'm like, oh, I got this brother that's like, and you give me the. No.
What are you asking? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
you alone.
Like a respect.
I will back up.
'Cause no one wants to feel like
No,
they're.
I will
yeah.
back off. So I think that we both have to mutually want the same thing for it to work.
Yeah.
And it typically works for people that you're close to.
Yeah.
Maybe you're pouring into, their situation, you understand where they are. So it's a lot easier to have those kind of
I'm
conversations.
not gonna walk up to a random stranger.
Yeah.
No. I'm not gonna
Can't
walk up
just
to
be anybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? You cute. You want to be my brother? No,
Right.
I'm not doing that. No.
I think what I was kind of also getting at with the question is that, sometimes, and I hear I'm not just talking from my experience, but I hear other people saying this, where it sometimes feels like single people are in their own world and married people are in their own world. And married people are talking almost at single people, like, oh, you guys should get married.
Yeah.
But then they're also being told, oh, marriage is hard. And then single people feel like, okay, but you guys are not helping us.
And I
Or
think
married people
that's
feeling
a
like.
disservice.
So that's
That's
that was
such
kind
a
of what I was
disservice
getting
that
at.
we've done, even within the church, where we tell single people to go get married, but we don't show them good examples of marriage. Every time they hear about marriage, it's something negative. So you're telling me to do something
That's hard.
that it looks like you're struggling.
Yeah.
It looks like every time I see you, you don't.
You did not glow up.
There's nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You look
So-
worse.
so,
than-
yeah.
You look worse.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a lot.
Why
more
would I want to
examples.
go
Why would I
look
wanna-
worse?
Yeah.
Examples of positive marriages.
Yeah.
For single people to look at and say, you know what, I want a little piece
You
of
know,
that.
I was at a baby shower the other day, and the mother was talking about how supportive her husband was, and she was saying something about how people don't talk about the positives, the men who are doing it right, the people who are doing it right. Like they're not talking, and that's actually one of the reasons why we started this podcast. Not because we think we got it all figured out, but at least the little we figured out, someone needs to know that it is possible to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm all for putting that out there for the sake of singles. A majority of people who watch this podcast are actually single.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
they're
excellent.
actually single, or at least identify as single. Because when you look at the
Algorithm.
analytics, that's what I see. It's not actually married people.
Interesting.
And I love that for them. I applaud them for that, because you're preparing ahead of time. Hopefully we're not giving you all negatives. We're showing you that it is possible to do life with somebody that you actually can like,
Yeah.
that is not transactional, that is relational, it's beneficial, they can lotion your back.
Wow.
That lotion on
Oh,
the back.
I
Nah,
need
that
to
one.
taste this lotion on back in It's
When
amazing.
you experience it,
You don't know until you
You
experience
don't
it.
know until you've
until
experienced it.
it.
I promise you, if you got a friend that is not cringe, that can lotion the middle of your back for you, you will understand what I'm talking
it's
about.
amazing. You don't know something is missing.
So, I mean, now we do.
What I'm hearing of the dating scene right now is like super scary stuff.
It is.
It is.
Can y'all tell us what that actually looks like? Like
Are you
what are
dating
you
is the question,
experiencing?
first of all,
No,
before you
that's a
start.
good first
That's an
question.
assumption.
Let's not assume.
Are
Let's not
you
assume.
dating, and if you are, what does that actually look like?
It's very different from what we experienced, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
1000%. Like,
Yeah.
Aaron, you go first.
I could kind of start. Right now, I'm not dating. I'm focused on myself
Okay.
and building. But again, we've talked about this, and you said you could do both at the same time. You could. I remember one time that was my excuse. I was like, "Oh no, I just have so much work," and
Like
it's
I don't
bro,
understand how that's it. That's
You can
it.
balance it.
Like
Can.
You can, but
like you grown.
You don't get it.
When you meet someone you actually truly care
When you get
about.
married, you're gonna have to juggle a whole lot of
There's a
things.
lot
will.
of
Stop
juggling.
practicing.
But I do understand that that's with time, though. That's not like the current moment or stage that I am. I don't think it'll be very smart to juggle
Really?
that with.
Hey, that's fair. He's the
How
one that
I'm
knows
grown.
what his life is like.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about what his
we've
life
talked
is
about,
like.
We've talked about it. And
So
you was
what
like,
is it?
I don't want to
dating
put his
scene like?
business out there like that,
What's
but
the dating scene like? Let him answer the question,
like-
babe. Let him answer the question.
Okay,
Uncle
answer.
Sammy.
I think it's definitely a bit tougher, with the social media has just kind of just shifted everything
Yeah.
to the point where I don't know how I want to like come at this.
please, anyhow,
Not anyhow.
we're here for it.
Anyhow.
With me being privileged to have a little bit of following and work with celebrities and stuff of that nature, it's a bit more confusing for me
I can imagine.
to go into the dating scene and we're having small conversations and the questions you're asking me is what's Davido like or
I'm crying.
what's flavor like,
So
and like
are you with me to know me, or are you with me because
know,
of my
so-
influence?
Yeah.
and of course it's not really as deep as like the pictures painted, but
Absolutely.
it's still a thought, like I think about that a lot, like the people that I speak to here from like around this, it like, are you with me because of what people are saying about me on social media, or are you with me because you
Because of
actually
me.
like me?
Oh my God.
So that's like one of my personal struggles.
Yeah.
Not the Gen Z. Gen Z in total, I feel like the algorithm is really the enemy, because especially when you're actually trying to lock in the most, that's when the algorithm will show you all the
What you're
beautiful
missing,
girls. And it will show you the ones that are in your neighborhood everywhere, and it's
Oh,
like,
wow.
you're then seeing things to just take you to a place where that's not the goal that you were trying to attain in the first place. So I feel like, of course, all of this could also just be trained with discipline and like your mindset and all, but like not everybody has that, So that's one thing that I would personally like say. Again, it's not to the max where it's like, oh, I feel like nobody's real, nothing of that crazy. But I do notice it a lot whenever, like girls that I speak to and they're just liking me too easy. I know, like, I'm very
you don't want
careful
them to
with
like
that.
you?
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm very careful with that statement because, like, of course I get, like,
You're a
I'm like,
likable
so,
person.
you feel me? Like,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
a bad looking guy.
Yeah.
They should like you
He's
now.
basically trying to say they're thirsty. That's what you're,
Oh, she calling me that.
that's what you're
Nothing
saying.
of that
You're
sort.
trying to-
Nothing
you're
of
No,
like,
that
but
why do you
you're
like
right.
me
Social
too
media
easily?
is
It-
harmful.
So,
Yeah.
so
It
sorry,
is.
babe. Is it like people assume that they know who you are
Absolutely.
Yeah.
before they meet you? Is that
Yeah,
what that's part
100%.
of what you're saying?
And it doesn't give me again, this is like a self injury, like, because I'm the one that built my platform to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So when people come at me a specific way, I can't be mad at that because that's what they see.
So what? So how can you change that?
First off, you delete social media, which is what I've done.
Go offline.
I've been offline for like 6 weeks now.
Interesting.
And like just focusing on every other thing.
Okay.
Then whenever I come back, I'm come back with a plan. Like I want to actually be very focused and like
Intentional.
mindful. Intentional is the correct word I was
Right.
looking for, of what I'm posting and how I'm posting, or what I am showing on social media.
So
Because-
for you, not to pry or anything,
Nah.
the nature of your job,
Yes.
the people you
Interact with.
interact with and spend time with are these so-called celebrities that
Celebrities.
people know.
Yeah.
And most people know you as a celebrity, photographer,
Videographer,
videographer,
yeah.
all of that stuff. I can see what you're saying. That's difficult.
So a lot of times, you think you just hit it off. You met somebody cool, and next thing you know, they're telling you, "Oh, Burna Boy is in my city. What do you want me to do about that?" And it be like small moments like that. That to me, it's like, okay, back to the
Why?
drawing board.
my God.
It's a bit harder. But
But
again,
what's wrong
it's
with
not.
saying Burna Boy is in my city?
Oh, come on,
Because
babe.
you know what
No, hold
they're
on.
trying
I'm trying to play this. Like, cause is it possible that maybe you're jumping into conclusion of what they're saying?
Very much true, because of,
But
I
it
would
is
say
part of the
it has
issues
to
he has to
it
deal
has
with. He
it
has
has to do with the experiences too. Like I've experienced people that have pretty much not use is a push on the word.
They're
but
hoping
like,
you'll take them to the next to that next
or
gig,
like
and then they
show
will be in the right
exactly,
place.
or like oh my
Absolutely.
God, my favorite artist is this person, and I know that you're working with this person,
know
so it's
them.
like I want to meet him.
Pull me on.
Yeah,
And like,
so that's for the guy who's out there and exposed.
there.
Now let's talk about Simi, who when I looked at your social media, you hadn't even posted much in like God knows when.
Pastor Justin, way to promote my.
No.
Well,
But
to sell the market.
I'm actually
I'm just
wondering
joking,
if that's
I'm
actually
joking.
intentional.
Yeah, no.
And
yeah.
because my kids' generation, they don't exchange phone number; they exchange
Instagram,
socials.
like social.
Like, what's
yeah.
your like? My kids met their
What's your
cousins for
TikTok?
for the first time during my dad's funeral time, and they didn't exchange phone numbers. They
It was
exchanged their TikTok
That's so
account.
That's
funny.
like cousins.
That's
Like
your
family.
And I was
cousins.
like, "Do you guys talk?" And they're like, "Yeah, we
They're
talk
like-
on TikTok."
Yeah, they like each
It's
other
a
posts.
copyright.
That's
they
how
like
that's
posts,
how they
leaving comments.
communicate. I was like,
That's so
oh
funny.
my God. And they stay communicating, but that's how they
But
communicate.
that's-
So
yeah.
that's the world we're in.
No, yeah.
And so I'm wondering, can you even date without a social media presence?
No, that's it. No, I was joking earlier because that's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
question. Like, I think you can, and I'm not. I assume I'm not as online as you are, Aaron, from what you describe. I think you absolutely can. I think that it is harder, and for that reason, many of us who may not even have like a lot of activity on our social media are still pushed to go on the dating apps, for example. So somewhere you're still going to end up online
You put a
because
picture
everybody's
somewhere.
online. So yeah, did I answer your question? I feel like there's
Somewhat.
there's another part
Dating
to
apps.
it
Let's talk
too.
about dating apps.
Yeah.
Is that scary?
How does that work?
Have you been on a dating app, Aaron?
I have, but I haven't. I've been on it for trolling, like for
What do you mean for trolling?
not like in a bad way, but like,
Like
you
just
know,
for the fun of it. He's not
yeah,
actually
I'm
trying.
actually
Just
yeah,
for
because
catching
like
cruise, as they say.
yeah,
Really?
catching
So
cruise,
Simi,
that's
have
a
you
better
been
word,
on
I
a
have
dating app
been on-
intentionally?
I have.
And
So,
then you're meeting people that are there to
are
catch cruise.
the bane.
Can you imagine?
Like the opposite. The funny thing is, when I first joined dating apps, I was also like not taking it seriously. I was like,
Yeah.
"What's all this like?"
Yeah.
Because it was the pandemic, and I was like, you know what? Let me just see. So I wasn't taking it seriously, but now there's a bit more seriousness to it, and I am on the dating apps, and I think that like, to your point, even for people that are not like in the spotlight or anything, something is very wrong with like the society, and like
Oh my gosh.
even from the perspective of it feels like there's a challenge to even connect, even on the
Yeah.
apps. Like conversation is hard, like,
Really?
and I think it might also just be because it's online too. It's like I just met you. I don't know what to talk about beyond. Oh, how are you? How are you? How's the weather? How is
Yeah.
so? It's like I think the challenge I'm facing is meeting someone who, the connection goes deeper than just like surface level, and like where there's that compatibility. There's, like you said, you like Pastor Sumi, those types, like those things take time. Those things take like in person
Yeah.
too. And I
Yeah.
feel like because there's so much online these days,
And,
it's,
and I've heard of some
can be,
really
yeah.
good success stories.
there are.
Yeah, from online dating.
There are, but
So the dating app, let me just ask, because
Yeah.
I'm very unfamiliar
Yeah.
with it. It didn't start until like maybe it didn't exist when we were
we were
actually
young.
dating.
how
Yeah.
many was alive
It didn't
then?
start until
Well, we had
what
like
year-
high five when we were.
That was not for dating
Or like-
purposes.
yeah. But even
People
though
met on High Five.
People met on it,
High
yes.
Five, and,
But like the
Weibo and, like-
intentional,
It was the
this
genesis
is a
of it.
dating app. Didn't
Yeah.
start until like maybe 4 or 5 years into me getting married. So it's not something that I'm familiar with. But I'm always curious. First of all, these are strangers, so that's my
Yeah,
mindset.
that's a
So
big
stranger
part of
danger
it.
is my number one
Yeah.
fear of it. Or my concern that I sort of try to process. How does that work?
Yeah.
And like you said, the conversations, what are we going to say other than whatever you posted was your hobby?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, how do we start this conversation? How long on a dating do you chat with a person on a dating app before you actually meet them?
Before you meet. So before, like, my whole strategy. My strategy
There's
has
a
to
strategy.
change. There's has to be like, what's that word you use at work? Iteration.
Yes.
Iteration. Sorry,
Yeah,
iterations
yes, yes,
of
yes.
like. But I think at first I was because I was new to it. I wasn't like I was like more just trying to fill it out. There was more patience to be on the app and try to cultivate the conversation
Right.
on the app to go beyond just the small talk, right? because I also think then maybe there weren't as many people on the app, so maybe the people at least I met, they actually want to have a conversation.
Okay.
Now
They were
there's
serious at
so
the time.
many people on the app, and
They don't
there's
have
so
time.
yeah, there's so many people on the app, and you don't also want your time to be wasted. So to your question, I will, if I feel like there's some, like this person is worthy of, you know, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just mean
No,
No,
you
gotcha.
said,
No,
yeah,
you're right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Worthy of your
th-
time.
Yeah, then
Worth meeting,
I
yeah.
will most likely want to steer towards like, oh, you know, let's have a conversation and then let's meet up. I know people who they don't even want to have a phone call first. They're like, let's get to coffee, because it's like, let me see you in person first and see if in person like we vibe.
In person, you look like the photo you put on there.
Even the
that is-
You're not your uncle.
We're not
yeah,
catfishing.
exactly. The
Yeah.
physical, and like, let's see what it feels like to actually be like
In the
your
presence of
presence.
one another.
in your presence. Because on the phone, you're just yes, you can connect on the phone, but it just in person does a lot. So I
Yeah.
feel like there are people that go straight there. I want to maybe have a conversation first,
Yeah.
and then see. But obviously,
How's that iteration going?
The iteration is still going.
It's still iterating.
It's still iterating. It's still iterating.
We're adding to it.
It's
Wow.
still, it's
That's
still
very- that's
iterating.
very
Yeah,
interesting,
but
though.
it's
Yeah.
it's so interesting.
That
Yeah,
is an
like
interesting
yeah,
For me,
so
I don't think
online.
a lot of people in. I don't know a lot of my friends that use dating apps seriously. I would say like a lot of
Like
my
they're using it, but
community-
they're not serious about it.
Yeah, dating apps is not where
So how are they meeting people? At the club?
Instagram and now it's switching. Yeah, you got the club, you have Instagram, and
How?
it's switching to like small community events. Maybe it's just people around me now.
Yeah. Oh no, I've heard of
We
those.
have things like run clubs,
Gotcha.
Oh,
I've heard of
that's
those.
true.
You're right.
tennis. You know, there's so much like
There's all
sports.
kinds of
Pickle-
little
pickle-
small-
yeah,
Pickleball
Yeah.
is the one that's
Yeah.
trending now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge.
You know,
It's
so
huge.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people in my community, that's where,
Yeah,
like, that's the
that's
success
actually-
stories that I'm hearing. Oh, we meet your girls. Oh, we
A run
met
club, a
pi-
pickleball club.
pickleball,
That's
a
true.
run club.
Yeah.
We're gonna add that to you.
But we
Terry,
need
that's
we
my
need to
iteration.
set up clubs, babe. We need to set up all these activities.
You know what? Maybe.
And host different events.
Maybe. You know what?
Nah,
That's
that
not a
would
bad
be-
idea.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's a one question here. It says, do you think, and this is open to everybody, do you think people should try to resolve most of their personal issues before marriage? Or have you found, or do you think that some healing really only happens inside a
It's a
relationship?
great question.
Mm.
I'm open.
Who's
to
going
it.
first?
I have thoughts, but
I
I
can
want
go.
the married people to.
I think people should try. But the truth is,
Some things are not gonna
marriage
come out until somebody is-
has a way of revealing things in us that we don't even know was there. In the
Oh, it
first
will.
place. Right. So when they say love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener.
Eye.
Your blindness will go away. I mean, Tosin described earlier, right? You go from being in your mother's house or being single to having somebody breathe on you every day in bed. When you're taking a shower, they're there running around the place. Some people like to do number 2
Oh dear.
and leave the door open. Some people look straight. We're not calling any
Sound like
names,
church,
right?
Straight.
Wow.
So when
On
you
the
start
internet.
when you start doing things like that, marriage opens
Wow.
levels of vulnerability that you don't even know. So yes, there will be things that you will have to address as you go. And again, keep in mind, none of us are perfect. We're all a work in progress. So the idea that, oh, I'm going to go into marriage and I'm going to be all solid, that's a lie. You need to work to be solid in many areas, especially if you've identified that there's
If you're
an
self-aware,
issue,
yeah.
right? Definitely try to fix it, but you're not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
I think friendships, honest, good friendships, will shine a light on some of your shortcomings. And if you keep hearing the same thing over and over, then address it. Address it. Because if it's rubbing some people wrong, it's probably going to rub your spouse wrong also. Probably. Besides, I feel like everybody's goal in life should be to evolve, to be the best version of themselves. And by yourself, you may actually reach a point where that's the max you're going to reach, period.
That's good.
If you're just going to, until there is now somebody where you are trying to fit this square peg into the round hole to make it one, will you then fully evolve to your full perfect self if that is the right fit, the right person. Because iron is going to sharpen iron, and that's going to hurt, and there's going to be things that will, you would have to adjust and work on. Like for me, I'm a very passionate talker. Like the way I talk with my entire body. My voice is very like, it carries. And what I've had to learn, and I'm still learning, because as I'm learning it with my husband, I'm learning it with my kids, is to pull back a little, girlfriend, because sometimes I'm right about what I'm saying, but because of the way I said it, I lost my audience, And would I have figured that out by myself? Not really, because I'm only having short intervals with people.
That's true. That's so true.
And in the times I'm exposed to these people, I'm probably curating my best self.
Yeah. All the time.
There is no need to get that passionate about anything.
Yeah.
Until I feel like I now have to defend myself on something because this person has to know me for me 100%. That's when you will see that real, extra self, and then realize, oh, maybe this isn't really your best self. So I feel like there's a max you would reach by yourself. And it's when you finally get into marriage that, or any kind of, honestly, relationship, that you'll start to see light shine on some parts of you that need to be addressed or adjusted.
I love it.
Good.
I would say I want you to ask the question again, but I have my answer, but I want to hear that question one more time.
Do you think people should try to resolve most of their personal issues before marriage? Or do you think that some healing really only happens inside a relationship?
That's where so what I was gonna ask, I'm not gonna answer the question because I don't know the answer, but there's a question that I want to ask that would so for you now, you said your story a bit and you didn't kind of experience loneliness in a sense, like in the sense that you went from your parents to a relationship.
I did not.
So do you feel like, now to ask that question in that sense, how did the loneliness, you not experiencing loneliness, because then in loneliness, do you find the things you like, the things that really mean a lot to you, and all of that? How were you able to find that with somebody beside you 24/7 on everything?
It was hard.
No,
it was. To answer that honestly, it was very hard, and it explains how I've had a lot of growing up to do since I've been married. The best version of myself is since I've been 40 and plus. My 20-some-year-old version, I don't even know how I did it. I tell my husband, I'm like, I don't even know how I raised them kids. I don't know how I thought I was doing. Because the version of me that was a mom in my 20s and a mom in my 30s, Lord have mercy.
It was the version that was needed in that season.
Yeah, but when I look back at it, she was still growing herself. Absolutely. She was still a kid herself. And I'm the last born. So I was not only growing myself, but I was a spoiled version of myself. Yeah. Growing, while he watched the entire thing. While he scrutinized. Not the great thing about him, honestly, thank you, Jesus. The great thing about the fact that it's him I got married to is the fact that I had, honestly, the sweetest, most patient person. And that's just a gift from God. I look at some other people's spouses and I'm like, if I married that person, we would have been divorced year one. Because
not patient.
It would have not worked. Because we're both the same. My type A personality, all of those things that I had to refine and get the beautiful version of who I believe I have become now, took a partner who was patient with me and is naturally a gentle person and just was willing to, and is a committed person. That's truly what made the difference. So how was I able to? A lot of work. Yeah. Self-awareness. I believe I'm a very self-aware person. Before you tell me what my negative is, I will introduce myself by telling you what my negative is. And just being intentional about working towards it. It's not, I would not recommend it. I feel like it's important for everybody to go through dependent on your parents, independent on yourself before you go to interdependence. with somebody else, all 3 stages need to complete for you to be fully formed. You can do what we did, but you gotta have some extra spine
Yeah.
That's good.
to push through.
Yeah. It just
What
it
it
just
would
mean,
look like.
it just means that you're learning.
You have an audience
You have an audience
Yeah.
now, and
While
hopefully,
you are
hopefully your audience
breaking down
is
and
great
learning.
enough to
And
listen
growing.
and laugh and cry with you and hold you up while you're going through it.
And not
So it's-
judge
yeah.
you
Yeah.
from the 50 different versions of yourself that occurred.
But the same thing here, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's we
I
were
was
both,
also-
but we were both young, so that's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. We both experienced
Yeah.
the exact same thing. I guess that's why there was minimal judgment,
Yeah.
because just as he was changing and growing,
I was rough
also
around the
changing
edges, too.
and growing. You know, you know.
Yeah. I have a question off of that though, and maybe as I ask it, I'm like, maybe that's also a question for us on this side. But
Sure.
it's like, based on that, would you then say that you expect people that were older than you, both of you were when you were married, so people 30s, 40s plus getting married, to not still be evolving in the ways that you
Oh,
were
no.
because you were so young? Like, you're like, oh, you're older, so you should already kind of have.
Oh
this
no,
figured
no,
out.
no! Remember, I said there's a max
Yeah.
you're going to reach.
There's a max.
There's
True.
always going to still be something that
Yeah.
trying to be one with someone else will bring out
Will bring
of you
out, yeah.
that you just couldn't have figured out by yourself.
I mean, imagine.
And you may never unlock that period if you're going to
If
stay
you're by
single
yourself.
until you try to be fit and become one with somebody. Would you now learn, oh, there's still some
There's
stuff I need to
more.
work
There's
here.
more.
That's good.
Imagine the Tosin that I met, right, versus the Tosin that had our first child.
Right.
There were things that second Tosin was exhibiting that I could have never on my best day, or
Planned or
even
prepared.
her, she couldn't have known. And then the Tosin after the second child, I mean, like now a mother of 2, and then the career is growing along. Again, it's like an onion. You gotta
Yeah.
keep opening it up, and you're finding out. And even till today, we're still learning and keep growing with one
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
Good
like
stuff.
life is kind of similar to that in a
Yes.
sense. Like
Yeah.
how I'm hearing you guys talk about it, I'm just thinking like it's kind of the same in business. I know I'm like going back to that.
No,
because
that's
it's
your,
kinda
that's
like,
your
absolutely.
yeah,
analogy,
but like
yeah.
it's like in my head it's like yeah, like you can't really stay, especially in the field that I'm in. You can't really stay stagnant.
You can't
You know,
be.
there's new AI tools that can do certain things. You know, you always have to kind of be in the position of learning and patience. Because now I can be like, oh my, this AI thing is not going to take over and not learn it, or like, you know, but you know, always evolving
Evolving.
yourself. You know,
That
it's very
is
important.
honestly-
And it's looking like
That's
it's the
it.
same thing
It
in
is.
marriage. You
It
know,
is.
like
It truly
period
is.
in
Yeah.
life, period. Just
Life.
keep growing.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks that they've achieved it, they've gotten there, they don't have any anything else to add or be better for, that's a red flag.
You're a geriatric patient. Yeah, end of life. just big plans.
That's
Ups
why
and
I
downs.
sort of struggle with single, especially ladies who get to a point where they're like, I'm just waiting for my husband.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not with that. Yeah.
I'm just.
I'm not
You want to
with it.
travel? No, I'm not. I'm waiting. Then when I get married, then we
We'll
will
travel
Do you
together.
want to do
There are
this?
people
No,
like
I'm
that?
waiting.
There
Yeah.
are,
When I get
there are.
married, that's when
Really?
I will. When I get married, that's when I will. No.
Better do it now.
Keep evolving.
Yeah.
There's many things in life that can be done with the
Yeah.
spouse. Keep living, keep pushing, keep enjoying your life.
You're not gonna exhaust it all.
Yeah.
There are new
Yeah.
places to discover. If there's a place you want to travel to, do it. You can go back to the place twice with your husband if you need to visit it
Exactly.
again.
Yeah. I agree.
I think we've done really good.
Yeah, this is good. Good chatting with
This
y'all,
is great.
man.
So wait,
Thank
one
you.
last
oh,
closing, just
There's
closing,
always
closing.
one more
No, this is the last one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and I'm gonna direct it at both of y'all, but I'll let ladies first, Simi.
Thank
well,
God.
I feel like this is about to
No,
be
no,
a
easy
testy
peasy,
question.
easy peasy.
Okay.
If you could tell your married self something, what would it be?
Well,
If you could
that's
look in
it.
the future and be like,
Yeah.
you know, I got something to say to you.
Mic check.
Honestly, that's it. That's a pretty deep question. My married self. I think I would tell my married self to make sure I did everything I wanted to do, like just to what we're saying, right? Like make sure I did everything I wanted to do, and I didn't wait for marriage to come before I did it. So it would be like, make sure that at the point that you are married, like Simi, like that you look back and you don't have any regrets about what you said you wanted to do, but you didn't because you're just waiting for this like milestone to happen. So I think, I guess it's my marital, but I'm telling myself now, like make sure.
No
So I think
regrets.
that's one thing. Exactly. So like, don't be stagnant, like you said. Don't settle. I think that's one thing. I tell my
Prepare
marital.
well.
Yeah.
That's good.
Aaron,
Aaron.
you got
For me?
anything to say?
Yeah, I'll say patience is something that, right now you struggle with. You're very quick to leave. You're very quick to just, on to the next. So I feel like by this age, when you're married, that's not your mindset.
Calm down.
Just be relaxing. Like they said, it's not all the seasons that's all great. There's seasons in your life where, okay, it might be very difficult and your battery might be low, So in those seasons, just remember that there's the vow that you made and you guys are now one. There's that mindset of not quitting that mindset of not quitting should be in your head, So find a way to bury it very well.
And I'm gonna add one more. Now, if your future partner happened to be watching this conversation, what would you want to say to them?
Oh my God.
This time
I
you
can
first.
start.
Yeah, you go.
Yes.
Just be patient with me. I'm like Uncle Simi when he was like 20, 22, 23. Very rugged.
Except you are not 22. I'm not going to put your age out.
He close.
But, just be a little bit patient with me. It'll all work out. My visions is real. Everything will all work out.
I love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, Simi.
What would I tell? I'll be like, they play. Time is ticking. No, but on a serious note, though, half joking, they play, but on a serious, on a serious note, I think I would say like, do the work, like we're saying, like do the work now. I hope that you do the work of not just like working hard and like career, but also emotional development, like go to therapy, like even if you feel like you're okay, sit down and just talk to an objective person. Watch Insync marriage podcast. Develop yourself.
Do the work.
Enjoy yourself, because as we've talked about today, like marriage is not easy either. So like do the work, and also please look at time, because you want to marry when you're 90.
Guys, this has been
I loved every
wonderful
minute.
chat. Again,
Thank
thank you to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you,
I'll be
Simi,
sending my
for sitting
invoice
down with us.
Invoice to
Send
him.
the invoice. Send the invoice.
Big
Absolutely.
Daddy.
Send the invoice. But guys, this has been wonderful.
Absolutely.
This
It's
is
been
good.
great hearing y'all's perspective. And as always, if you guys have additional perspectives or responses to the questions that were asked, please interact with us and let's hear it.
Yes.
Other than that, as always, we would love for you to
Like, comment, subscribe on
And
all
share.
platforms. By the way, we're everywhere.
Love it.
until next time, you guys want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.